we got the man.
Man, by time, it's been a little journey here.
Yeah, it has. Yeah. It has.
But we're here now.
We are.
We're most definitely here now.
But sometimes the journey is worth it. You know what I'm saying?
You know, you gotta use the weight to build up.
Yeah.
I think the buzz built up now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for all the people that's dumb, deaf, blind, and stupid at home, man, let them know who you are.
Man, majority of people gonna know me as CEO, Mr. Moneybag. I've been in the market. I lived here my whole life. Grew up in pretty much every neighborhood in Shreveport. Went to almost pretty much every elementary school in Shreveport. Single mom, you know, so we moved around a lot. Then moved to Bossier, you know what I'm saying, my middle school. So I've been around for a long time. Used to play basketball, so I'm known on the court, a lot of the courts, as being that, you know, the white boy that can ball.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of people know me as CEO, Mr. Moneybag, running multiple clubs. Used to do party promotions for Voodoo, Chicago, Club Status. Ran Metro PCS, was a regional manager of Metro for almost 8 years. So, I mean, I've had a big buzz all the way back to MySpace days. Plus, I've always just been known in the streets.
Right.
You know, you stay real from day one to now, you know, you always gonna have that respect. But yeah, a lot of people think I just popped out with the Love Shreveport-Bossier thing, but I've been around for a little while. It's just Facebook, you know how they make you verify your name and it changed to Wade, you know what I'm saying? And I'm from the streets, so it's like we really don't go by real names. We go by nicknames.
Right.
And I done had multiple of them.
Right.
And it depends on which one you know, to what part of my life you was in.
Right.
Because it's been a movie.
Right.
But yeah, so did the DJing on the radio, ran Got Your Ass TV, which was a platform just like you when you came in the market.
Yeah.
I was here already doing that. Managed a lot of artists from Big Red to DJ Woody to ISA, traveled a lot, did shows everywhere. So yeah, I've been on the scene for, you know, quite a while. One of them type people that's a jack of all trades and a master of none.
AKA Mr. Wade Lovelace.
Yeah, that's what everybody know now. Since Facebook made me verify. And I went dark mode for a little while because I'm in marketing. I've been in marketing over 15, 16 years. So I understood that the CEO, Mr. Moneybag, and the Moneybag ENT was my brand. I had branded it all the way from MySpace days back when I had 200,000-300,000 followers. So I knew, just because of marketing and how things are branded, when Facebook made me verify and change it to my real name, I knew that was gonna hurt. Because nobody knew who Wade was, except for, you know, people that grew up with me or in the streets. But as far as the entertainment business or the actual marketing side of everything, people was like, Wade, like, who's that? It's just like Funny Pratt, when he first found out, and Timmy made the post about passing me the torch, Pratt was like, who's the white boy? I gotta get him on live. And he tried, but then when I was like, you know what? Since I got this new page going, let me reintroduce myself. So I went back and got all my old content off my other page, from all my party flyers, you know what I'm saying, me taking pictures in the club, signing contracts, being on the road and big Coliseum. And I just put it all out. And I was like, this is who I am. And Pratt commented on it. He was like, man, I've been knowing you for years. I was like, nah, you said you didn't know me. He was like, I didn't know who the hell Wade was. Right. Like, but I know CEO Mr. Moneybag. And it's like, I had to kind of rebrand myself. And here we are.
How was it being in the music business back then, man?
I mean, it's a roller coaster.
Yeah.
It's a lot of smoke and mirrors. It's not what it perceives to be sometimes. Because I've done went to some major artists' houses and be like, damn, you living like me.
Right.
But nobody know that based off of your videos and how you carry yourself in public. This market, I was always the type that, since I was already managing artists, I was already connected to artists. So I would listen to what artists in this market would complain about. But we can't perform in clubs, you know what I'm saying? They got their own circle. I can't get in that circle, or I don't have the money to pay what they want me to pay to perform, or, you know, whatever the case may be. So I started running clubs. Okay, let me go talk to Charlie Lamborghino and see if I can get certain nights in Voodoo in Chicago. Let me go over and talk to Billy Huffman and see if I can get club status and do some stuff at Hangar 21. And when I started doing that, I used to let artists come perform for free. I didn't charge them, and if you had a name to yourself and you had something that would bring in clientele and customers, I paid you. I put pockets and money in a lot of these pockets. I booked a lot of artists here multiple times. You know, so once I did that, I started hearing, well, we don't get radio play. So I was like, well, shit, let me go find a radio station that'll let me DJ and my show be the only exclusive show in the city where I don't play nothing but local content. So I went and did that. Did that for about a year and a half. But the railroad in that was, and a lot of the obstacles I'd run into is we don't release a lot of content here. Like a lot of artists, you'll have them, they'll come out and they'll buzz, they'll drop music back to back to back for 3-4 months, right, and they gone a year. And I understand that, you know, sometimes, because like I said, I manage artists, I understand sometimes you make a record and you got to push it a couple years to get it booming. You know, get a buzz to it, get it out across to all the DJs, I understand. But you can't stop making content. Even if you're not releasing the content, at least have it. Because you never know when you're going to come across that real banger. And that's going to be the jewel. A lot of artists that record and they hold on to stuff forever. I know artists in the city that got mixtapes from 12 years ago. They just now releasing them. And there's nothing wrong with it. You know, it's flashbacks. But in the present, you got to be able to drop that music. You got to roll with it. A lot of people say we get overlooked here. We don't, you know, we got talent. True, we got a lot of talent. There's a lot of artists that should have made it out of here that didn't.
Right.
But a lot of it is just the content, the work ethic, the grind. Like, do you really want it? Do you really want it when you ain't making money? Like, everybody wants to do it if they making the money. But when you first starting out and you building that buzz and you gotta go do these promo shows, you gotta go do these radio interviews, you gotta rub a couple elbows, and you gotta spend 12, 14 hours a day, 5, 6 days a week in the studio working with engineers. You really doing that? Plus, you know, it's been a lot of shady business here over the years. That kept a lot of artists from blossoming and coming out of here. Oh, y'all don't, hey, stay tuned.
Right.
I know some people ass squints right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, you know, the work ethic, it kind of got hard. And then a lot of artists here, their budget isn't to a point where they can go into a studio and record it with cussing and then pay the engineer to edit it. Because I am on a radio, you're getting your BDS skins, you know what I'm saying? I'm through FCC, all of it's regulated. I can't play cuss music. Right. So you got to edit it. All right. And I ran into that problem a lot. I kind of would work with certain artists when I had time. You pay me something, and, you know, I edit it for you. It'd be way cheaper than what you producer. But it's just, I don't know, content was hard. It's almost when I gave up the Got Your Ass TV. I can get content from all over the world. I know artists everywhere. But my goal was, I didn't build that for everybody around the world. Yes, I'm a you know, put other artists on there so it brings their fan base to it, so their fan base can see you, but I need you to have content so they can see you. Like, I don't need to hear you, oh man, he just trying to put on artists from other markets and da-da-da. No, it's just that you don't have any content. And then when you do release a music video, well, back in that day, most of them professional now, they got some filmers in the city now. Mm-hmm. But back then, a lot of it was cell phone shit. You edit it in a Windows Media Player, and can't put that on a platform. It was the quality of content, the consistency of work ethic and content, you know. And then when you came in the market, I was like, shit, okay, cool. Somebody else. I'm one of those types. I pass the torch. I don't like competing. I feel like we come together and do more damage, you know what I'm saying, and fight each other, bumping heads with each other. Right. So once I see somebody who got a passion for something more than I do, I'll come in, I'll generate it, I'll get it started, but I may not have the whole passion to see it to the end. But if somebody come in and ready to pick that up and run with it, right, you good. And I saw when y'all came to the market, y'all was, you know, traveling, putting bigger name artists, you was investing money in it. I was like, yeah, I can go ahead and give him this and let him have that lane.
Kind of, you go ahead and pass the baton over.
Yeah, I'm through. I can go do something else.
And that wasn't even my intention.
Yeah.
I just want to provide an extra platform for artists to get their music out.
Exactly.
So I knew there was Got Your Ass TV. I think it might have been a couple others, but I know you was the most consistent. It's like, okay, I got another person, and we can just bounce this off of each other. And then you disappear. I'm like, man, where he go?
Jeff threw the ball. It ain't there no more.
Yeah, you know, you throw that flyer out, and you don't ran a post.
Yeah,
ain't nobody out there.
I'm gone.
And then,
yeah, I'm one of them type people. I was like,
yeah,
you know, he's consistent with it. He's passionate about it. I seen, you know what I'm saying, the passion that y'all had. So I was like, ain't no need for me to do this. I can go find something else to do that, you know, the team need.
Right.
And, you know.
But going back to what you said, the problem I ran into is after a while, you ran out of content because nobody wasn't putting nothing out. I'm like, well, damn.
Yeah.
Well,
it gets to that point.
So the good thing for me being from East Texas, I'm just going to branch out further. You know, I never really want to be a primarily Shreveport platform because you're going to plateau.
Yeah, you are. It's almost with the Love Shreveport-Bossier. I've
right.
At the time, it was a good brand for me, but I understand also that I'm gonna hit a ceiling because I've only branded 2 cities.
Right.
When I probably could have navigated and went Love Louisiana or Love the South, you know what I'm saying, and being able to do a regional on a state level. But you know, I understand marketing, so if I have to, I can go back to the drawing board and rebrand. I done rebranded myself 1,000 times.
But I'm saying, but it's working though.
Yeah, it works.
It's a big brand.
It works.
Probably the biggest brand in the city.
8 months in now, I launched it 8 months ago, and we had 34,000. We just hit 34,000 followers a month.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Our post reach averaging 3.5 to 7 million reach a month. My impressions and reactions, I'm hitting 1.5 anywhere to 1.5 to 3 million a month. So my page fully monetized. I run live in-stream ads. I do all the sponsors. You go on my page, you'll see a post, and you'll see underneath it sponsored by Gillette or Ford, or you know.
Right.
So yeah.
So what made you? My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, you're good. That's funny to me because I just received my W-2s the other day, and I used to be one of them people that used to joke. Make that funny joke that everybody knows. You be on Facebook so much, they sent you your W-2s yet?
And they sent you a W-2.
Yeah, they have now.
There it is.
So I'm there now.
There it is. Yeah. So after you Got Your Ass TV, not left it, but you just stopped it. Like, okay, Takeover TV don't came, so I'm just gonna let them have their hip hop lane and entertainment lane. I damn near feel like leaving. But anyway, that's another story.
Right.
But what made you start Love Shreveport-Bossier?
Love Shreveport-Bossier wasn't ever intended to be media.
Okay.
It wasn't. It just, sometimes God give you something and he sticks that branch out there and you just gotta take it. And you gotta take that path that a lot of people choose not to take sometimes. But no, I took about 2 years off when I got through with the Got Your Ass TV because that was around the same time that they did my name change. And I went through not really a depressed time. I just went through a time where I had to find myself again because I understood I had just lost almost 16, 17 years of branding something. And by Facebook changing that name, I knew what it was. I seen my analytics go down. I was getting anywhere from 300-400 likes every post I made. But once my name changed, numbers were going down to
Ain't that
5,
the most depressing shit?
Yeah.
That's like losing an Instagram page when you got to start from zero. That's like the most depressing thing ever.
So yeah, so I took about 2 years off. I had to go back to the drawing board, and I just had to evaluate my market. I had to see what my market needed. I always understood when I was in the music. I knew I didn't want to go back in that lane. I always understood because I had a connection to the industry. So I'd hear it. You hear the chatter. Oh, I can't perform here, or I can't get radio play, or they only bring in big name artists and they don't let us open for them. You hear all the chatter. But since I wasn't in that lane no more, that chatter had stopped. So it was like, damn, I don't have that avenue or that resource anymore. So now I got to go back to the board and find it myself. What does this market lack? It lacks leadership. It lacks opportunity. It lacks resources. So I was like, you know what? I've done so much bad in the community. I've done so much bad all out throughout the city in my years growing up. Let me turn that around and find something that I can give back to my community. So when I first started Love Shreveport-Bossier, it was basically going to be a community organization. I understood I already got a huge fan base. I already got a big following because of what I've accumulated. So let me rebrand and reintroduce and let everybody know who Wade is, because nobody knew that. Except for, like I said, the people that I grew up with or knew me from the streets. So I was like, let me put something together and see if I can't get my followers to jump on this and support it. So I was like, let me build Love Shreveport-Bossier as a community organization. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull my following in. We're gonna start going to these communities. We're gonna clean up. We're gonna start opening community gardens. We're gonna start repainting houses, cutting yards for elderly. You know what I'm saying? And going out being active in the community, which you don't see too many people. Not even most of our city officials. Most of them scared to go where I'm allowed to go. Now I'm gonna say it again. They scared to go where I'm allowed to go.
Right.
Because most of them aren't allowed to go there. They don't have a connection to that. I don't know. We just needed a lot of change in our community. So it was basically, let me build something like this so I can give back to the community, help people that's less fortunate, see if we can start raising money and doing stuff like that. And then I was on the drawing board for about 6 months with it, programming, putting my connects together, reaching out to people, seeing what resources I could have available to me to do it. Pandemic hit. And I wasn't even ready to release it. I was like, damn, pandemic done hit. I gotta go.
Yeah.
So I launched the group first before I ever did the page. And I just, added a lot of people, invited people to the group. I started putting my GoFundMe in there, Unity in the community GoFundMe, and we started feeding people. And my boy Scary actually pushed me to do that, because I was reaching out to people I already knew and getting money and being able to do it. I just didn't want to, I didn't want to make a GoFundMe and be like, hey, I need help, And he was like, man, look, man, you got people that's willing to help you. You need to put that GoFundMe together and don't think about you. Think about the people you can help. He said, swallow your ego for a little while. He said, you don't need no help. Everybody knows, you good. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it. Put the GoFundMe together. Shit, in 4 days, we raised over $5,000. I was like, shit.
Damn.
So me and my wife started going out every morning. People would inbox me. Hey, where we can get food? I started posting all the food banks, Northwest Louisiana, Community Ground. Started working with Miss Foster over at Community Ground. She'd send me updates. I was just letting people know where you can go get food, resources. And then I was like, how can I use this platform to try to slow down the spread of COVID? So one day me and my wife was at the store, and I knew at that time Lysol was like gold.
Yeah.
If you get a can of Lysol, shit, it's like stamps and envelopes in jail. You're good. So me and my wife went to Sam's one day, and we seen a pallet of Lysol. I was like, let me see what this do. So I took a picture and put it in the group, and I was like, Lysol at Sam's on Uri Drive. 2,000 shares, less than an hour. They sold out quick. I had it to the point where every employee in Walmart knew who I was. And when I'd walk in, they'd automatically panic, because they know I'm finna take a picture of it and they finna get rushed. So everybody in the group started catching on, was like, okay, this is what he doing. Shit, we gonna do it. So it got to the point where toilet paper, bleach, Lysol, all the cleaning disinfectants, meat, all that, eggs, milk, everything got to the point where you couldn't find it no more. So people, while they out shopping, if they seen a large quantity of milk, they take a picture of it, put it in the group. And that started buzzing. Before I knew it, 18,000 members. And then I was like, you know what? I've had a group before, because I run a sales group, so I know how eventually they take this shit from you. Based on not even what you put in the group, based on other people's comments. Mm-hmm. And I don't have time to sit here and manage and watch and babysit 18,000 people to make sure they ain't putting shit in here they ain't gonna be in.
Like, I get it.
So I was like, let me make a Facebook page. Launched the page, put it in there. First video we put up, viral. 700,000 views in less than 2 days. Whew. That took my following from 0 all the way up to almost 6,000, in 2 days. I was like, bet. So there was another video somebody had sent me of a family dispute on Piermont in Hollywood. Mm-hmm. About a 1.5 minute clip. So let me see what this do. I threw it up. Right now, that video got almost 11.7 million views. Yeah. So the first 3-4 videos we put up, they all went viral. I mean, real viral. So it shot my followers up. Plus everything in the group was transitioning to it. We live in a city where when people see somebody supporting you, and they see others supporting you, they come together.
Yeah, you in.
Once you can get that support, a lot of people complain, oh, there ain't no support here. You just ain't found the right niche. You're not offering something that people really need. And you need to go back to the board. It don't mean that you got to change what you're doing, but there's something that got to be adjusted. Because there's something that you're hitting, you know what I'm saying, that's not letting you break through that barrier to the other side. Because once you break through the barrier and people see you and they know what you're doing, it's rock and roll time, baby.
And I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
When I start posting all them rappers' videos, Takeover TV, it took off. That shit was
because
everywhere.
When you doing that, like, and I said I used to do that with Gotcha. I'd go get other big artists in the industry like Mo3. Mm-hmm. I've been knowing Mo before he met Boosie the first time. I call him Melvin, R&P. His CD that he dropped with Boosie is still in my deck. It's been in my deck for probably about 4 months. It ain't gonna come out. That one hurt me. I watched all his lives. We used to talk. Man, funny.
Even when he was on,
it brightened me up.
Even when he was on Vlad and Say Cheese and all.
But see, I knew him before he met Boosie, so it was like, I'd grab some of his content, put it up, and I'd get his audience from Dallas market.
Right.
Get those followers.
Right.
Now, when I do put a Shreveport artist up, you're not just being seen by here.
You're seen by other markets.
You're getting other markets. Now you're getting a branch.
There you go.
Now you're getting to reach out, get collabs and features.
Mm-hmm.